Good afternoon, fellow viewers. Welcome back to Easy Mathematics. Today, we want to talk about rounding of numbers off, up, and down to the nearest 100,000, 10,000, and 10,000. That is today's discussion. So let's say we are to round off to the nearest 100,000. When you are being asked to round off to the nearest thousand, let's say 38,4. You have this 3,843,321. If you are to round off, first locate the number that is having the place value 100,000. So this is ones, tens, 100,000, 10,000. This is my 100,000. Now this being my 100,000, I'll look at the number that is close to this number on your right. The number that is close to this 8 on my right is 4. And the law is saying that if it is less than 5, maintain this number. So because this 4 is less than 5, I'm going to I didn't get to 3, so I'll maintain my 3. This number is less than 5, so I'll maintain my 8. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You replace them with zeros. So that will give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have rounded this number off to the nearest 10,000. To the nearest 100,000. Sorry. Now let's say we have 348,201. We have to round this number off to the nearest 100,000. Locate the number with the place value 100,000. Ones, tens, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000. This is the number. The number close to this number on my right is 4. This 4 is less than 5. So I'll maintain my 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll change those to 0. Let's look at this one. We have 4, 5, 2. In words, I'm going to say this is 452,481. I'm to round off to the nearest 10,000. Ones, tens, 100,000, 10,000. This is the 100,000. This is my number having a place value 100,000. The number close to the 4 is 5. And this one it is saying that if the number is 5 or more than 5, add 1. So this is the number having a place value 100,000. I'll check the number on my right. The first number is this. This is 5. So I'll add 1 to this 4, and that gives me 5. Then you change 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the nearest 100,000 is this. So you change these numbers to zeros. Now I'll be able to round off to the nearest 100,000. Let's say we have 3,372,391. We are rounding off to the nearest is. So ones, tens, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000. I didn't touch my 3, so I'll maintain it. This 3 is the one having a place value 100,000. The number close to the 3 is 7, which is this number. So 7. I'll add 1 to the 3 because this 7 is greater than 5. So 1 added to this gives me 4. Then I'll change the remaining numbers to 0. So when you have to round up to the nearest 100,000, this is how it is being done. When it comes to 10,000, 10,000 is also the same. But this one, we will look for the number having the place value 10,000. Let's say we have 3 to the nearest 10,000. Ones, tens, 100, 1,000, 10,000. This number is 1. It is less than 5. That gives me 3, 4, 0, 0, 0, 0. So just locate the place value of the number, then you add 1 if it is more than 5. But if it is less than 5, you maintain the number. Let's say we have this 7,000,000. So 7,348,241. We are rounding off to the nearest 10,000. So I'll locate the number with the value 10,000. Ones, tens, 100, 1,000, 10,000. It is the 4. You bear in mind with me that this 7,3, I didn't touch it. So I can bring my 7,3 here. Now the number close to the 4 on my right is 8. And this 8 is more than 5. Because the 8 is more than 5, I'll add 1 to the 4, giving me 5. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, I'll change those digits to 0. I have rounded this number off to the nearest 10,000. Let's say we have rounding off to the nearest 10,000. Locate the number having a place value 10,000, then you round it. So ones, tens, 100, 1,000, 10,000. The number close to this number on my right is 9. This 9 is greater than 5. So I'll add 1 to the 4, giving me 3, 5. Because 1 plus 4 is 5. Then you change the remaining digits to 0. This is how we do the rounding rounding off. The same thing also applies to the 1,000. Locate the number with the 1,000. Check if it is greater than 5, equal to 5, or less than 5. Then you round. Now let's look at rounding up. So if you are to round up, we say something, automatically add 1. If you are to round up, automatically add 1. Let's say you are to round up to the nearest 100,000. We are rounding up to the nearest 100,000. So let's say I have 3,291,800. You are to round up. So the first thing that you do is that locate the number having the place value 100,000. So this is ones, tens, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. So this is the number. Because I am rounding up, I will add 1 to the 3 automatically without checking. Because I'm to round up. So if I add 1 to this 3, to this 2, I'm going to get 3. So this 3 is this one that I didn't touch. Then adding 1 to the 3 gives me 3. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You change them to 0. And this has been rounded up to the nearest 100,000. So when you are being asked to round up, do not check. Just add 1 because you have to round up. Let's say we are rounding up to the nearest 100,000. So ones, tens, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. This is the number. Because I am rounding up, I will add 1 automatically to this 3, and that will give me 4. And I'll change these digits to 0. And this gives me 400,000 because we are rounding up. rounding up to the nearest 400,000. Let's say we have 1,292,827. We are rounding up 100,000. Ones, tens, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000. This is the number. Because I am rounding up, I will automatically add 1 to the 2. And this will give me 13000, replacing these digits. So I have rounded up. The same thing applies for the 10,000. If you are to round up 10,000, automatically add 1. Look for the number with the 10,000 as its place value. So if I have this digit here, ones, tens, 100,000, 10,000, it is the 4. So because it is this, I will automatically add 1 to the 4, making 5. Then I have this. Why did I add 1 to this? Because I'm to round up. Let's say we have 321087. I'm rounding up to the nearest 10,000. So I'll check my place value to find my 10,000. Ones, tens, 100,000, 10,000. This is the figure. But because I am rounding up, I will add 1 to these 2. So if I add 1 to these 2, I'll get 3. And I'll change the remaining digits to zeros. This is how we do the rounding up. Let's look at the rounding down. You are being asked to round down. When it comes to the rounding down, you won't change the figure. Maintain it, and the rest change it to 0. What am I talking about? If you are to round down to the nearest 100,000, if you are to round down to the nearest 100,000, let's say we have this digit, you are rounding down. It says I don't change the figure. So ones, tens, 100,000, 10,000. This is the figure. Because I am rounding down to the nearest 100,000, because I am rounding down to the nearest 100,000, this is the figure. Because I am rounding down, ones, tens, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000. Because I am rounding down, I will maintain my 4 and change the remaining digits to 0. Because I am rounding down to the nearest 100,000. Let's say I have 8 million. I'm rounding down 100,000. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousand, 10,000, 100,000. Because I am rounding down, I will maintain the 2 and I'll change the remaining figures to 0 because I am rounding down. Now let's look at that for the 10,000. 10,000 is likewise the same as the 100,000. So that one locates your 10,000. So if I have this, I'm rounding to the nearest 10,000. Ones, tens, 100,000, 10,000. Round down. So maintain the figure. This will give me 390000. I have rounded down. Let's look at this. To the nearest 10,000. Ones, tens, 100,000, 10,000. So because you are rounding down, maintain the figure. This will give me I'll maintain it because I'm to round down. And I'll change the remaining figures to 0. And I've rounded this number down. This is how we do the rounding up of numbers. When it is round off, check. If it is more than 5, equal to 5, you add 1. If it is less than 5, you maintain it. But if it is round up, automatically add 1 to the digit. But if it is round down, don't change the number, maintain it. Thank you for staying tuned. See you next week, Friday. Bye-bye.